What's up? Today we're going to try to work on the old Oliver. If you watch any of the other videos, it's got a massive leak on the radiator. It's one I've worked on before. Actually, I took the radiator out and took it to a guy. I said, "Oh yeah, I fixed it. Cut me a deal on it." But it's kind of aggravating, and I'll show you why. So to take this thing apart, the radiator is attached to the sheet metal. The sheet metal is attached to the frame of the tractor. So you can't just, it's hard to pull the sheet metal and the radiator and everything off at the same time. But you kind of see where it's been leaking there, and it's in rough shape. So I'm hoping to get it repaired again, because like I say, it's like I looked up one on eBay and it was like $400 and some plus shipping. Also, the shop is a total disaster. I do have a couple of new additions to the shop. I got this welding table this guy gave me. Pretty sweet. Got drawers in it. We had like a crappy set of shelves right here. We kept all this stuff on. And this is a stick welder. I really don't know how to use it. My dad uses it a lot. I am going to be buying a wire welder very shortly. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. Probably going to buy the Lincoln. It's like $299 on Amazon. 110 volt. You can use the gas or gasless. Use the flux core wire on it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Today we're going to work on the Oliver, and I have lost my freaking tripod. I've looked all over for it. I don't know where it is. It might be buried in my truck somewhere. But anyway, I'll try to do the best I can. Try to keep from doing this. Too many sideways videos. But anyway, that's what we're doing. This is what I'm talking about when I say this tractor is a real pain in the ass to take off. So the whole radiator and everything comes off together, pretty much. But it's got to come forward. It can't just lift straight up off the breather pipe because of the fan shroud. So it's got to come forward, and it can't come forward because of the air bath breather. So I got to take that breather off, which means getting to those bolts right there, nuts and bolts. Of course, I had to take the top off, but that's one of the reasons it's a real pain in the butt. So I haven't drained the radiator yet. I'll do that. And I can't remember. It's a real pain in the butt to get to those bolts to take the breather off. So anyway, that's where we're at. Well, I got the hood off, and it was a huge pain in the ass. So the radiator sits on top of this lip, so I had to push the radiator back as far as I could and then wrestle that thing off. Cut me right there. It's one of those cuts where it's a little small but hurts like hell. So you can see this thing's hemorrhaging water the entire time. So finally got the hood off. I was like, I should be able to get this thing off. So pushed the radiator back in as far as I could, and it still fought me the entire way. It was getting hung, everything. So anyway, I'm gonna drain it, get it off, take it to the radiator guy, and see if he can fix it. Just one more thing about it. You see how this thing just floats in here? Like nothing holds it except for that. So you have to put that in, bolt that in, bolts that go through the frame right here, and then you have to line up those holes on the side and screw them into here. And it is like super aggravating and super poor design. So, you know, like the farm halls I used to work on, the radiator mounts to the frame, and you can just pull the hood off and then take the radiator out, or run the radiator without the hood. If you watch that other video where I changed the head gasket on this thing, it's such a pain in the ass to put it together. I didn't want to put it together until I knew everything was going to work, so I had this radiator all rigged up in here to try to run, and the fan was hitting the shroud and all kinds of stuff. It was real aggravation. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to vent. Anyway, let's pull this thing off. All right, so I'm draining the fluid out, and it's also a pain in the butt. The petcock, you just open it up. I guess I could put a piece of tubing on there or something, but you just open it up, it drains into the frame. There's like a cavity right here. It just drains into the frame, so it's got this funnel rigged up. Try to drain this out. So, I mean, I like the tractor. I keep saying that, even though it's giving me a lot of trouble. I like the tractor. It doesn't work. I've spent like $1,000 trying to get it running again, but other than that, it's great. Okay, we won't say I like it. We'll say I really want to get it running. I really want. I think it can be a good tractor. It was a good tractor when we had it. We used it for years and years with no problem. So I'm trying to get it back to some form of its former glory. But anyway, there's that. Okay, we finally got it off. We made an enormous mess. I say we, ain't me. Water looks really, really terrible. So I don't know if I'm gonna put that back in there or not. But I'll worry about that later after I get the mess cleaned up. And get this thing, follow the trail. I gotta get my truck, load this thing up, head to the radiator shop. Well, I just come back from dropping the radiator off at the radiator shop, and he remembered working on it, and he said that it's probably rotten on the inside, and if that's the case, there's nothing he can do about it. He said, "Do you know how much a new one costs?" I said, "Yeah." "Can you give me one cheaper?" He said, "Nope." Like $445, which is what I priced them on eBay. So I said, "We'll take it and check it out for me anyway. I'll just go by there." Told him I'd come back by tomorrow and check on it. But in the meantime, I went to Napa, and I got a universal mechanical temperature gauge that I'm going to mount on this thing. This thing had an electronic gauge on it before. It's right there. But I don't care about trying to get this stuff to work again. So I'm going to mount this one on here somewhere. And I might mount it right here. Somewhere where you can see it. But anyway, let's do that. Let's open it up, see what's in there. So here it is. Comes with a couple fittings, mounting brackets. Comes with a sweet wood grain cutout. Probably won't use that. It is illuminated, although I will not be illuminating it. So I'm going to go take the fittings out and see if we can make this bad boy work. Well, I had to get the breaker bar out and the dead blow to get this thing loose. And it did come loose. And there she drains. After I just got to clean up this big fat huge mess that I already made once. And I've got a rag in here. So I'll spray it with the so there's that. And so I'm not going to be able to mount it here. The L bracket's not right. Anyway, I'm going to mount it right here. This is a machine threaded hole, tapped hole. So I'm going to put the new gauge right there, that way you can see it from the seat. and I'll have to coil up the wire in there. So it was a pain, but it came out. So I ended up having to pull the reducer out. The fitting that was in here for this one was smaller than the fitting for the new one. So it comes with 2 adapters. This one's gonna fit, it's got the same, I don't know what that is, 1/2 inch, 3/4. Same fittings. Go up in there, so I'm gonna find some Teflon tape put on there and see if we can't get it installed. Okay, there's the install finished product. I got like a ton of slack, as you can see. I don't know if that will, I'll do something, put some tie wraps on this, produce up some, try to leave a big loop. I don't know if that's gonna affect the way it works. I don't know if it pulls tight or twists or push. I don't know how it works. But anyway, there's the gauge. Should be able to see it from the seat. And while I was in here, I got my old flare nut wrenches, and I thought this thing was leaking oil, but it was dripping diesel out of this injector, so I tighten those lines up. So hopefully that solves it. And I'm gonna go by the radiator shop tomorrow, and I'll know for sure if I'm gonna end this video with that, or if we'll be installing the radiator back inside. Only time will tell. So we'll see. Well guys, the Oliver radiator is no good, rotten to the core, just like me. I've ordered a new one, a new used one. Found one from the National Tractor Parts Dealers Association website you can go on. This one's coming from Missouri. I think it's the same place I got the injector from. But it's like $200. A new one is like $500. Comes with a 30-day guarantee, 90-day guarantee. I'm gonna take it and have it pressure tested when it gets here and install it. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. If you like what you saw, like the video, subscribe, or don't. And stay tuned for more tractor content, more Mustang content. I'm planning on going to Foxtoberfest. Still planning on getting the F100 project. So lots of stuff coming. Stay tuned. Be good. Appreciate it. Thanks.